Hey everyone, welcome back to Wheel Reverend. You're looking at the 2026 Aprilia RS 125A, a motorcycle that carries the bloodline of track legends, distilled into a learner legal machine that doesn't just look the part, it plays it, too. Welcome back to Wheel Reverend, where we don't just review bikes, we rev them to their limits. And today, we're diving deep into a lightweight predator from Noel that wants to teach new riders how to ride fast the right way. The RS 125 has always been a gateway into Aprilia's high-performance world. It's where dreams of MotoGP glory start for a lot of young riders. This is the first real taste of serious sport bike DNA. But this latest 2026 edition isn't just an evolution, it's a refinement, a polishing of everything that made this mini missile desirably broken bar now sharper, leaner, and smarter. Let's start with what you see first. That stunning bodywork. Aprilia has taken cues from its race-proven RSGP MotoGP machine, and it shows. The triple LED headlights give the front end an aggressive, hawk-like stance, and the integrated DRLs with turn indicators feel like tech borrowed from a much more expensive superbike. The new aerodynamic winglets, yes, functional ones, aren't just there for show. They generate subtle downforce at higher speeds, giving this 125 a planted feel that's rare in the lightweight class. The fairing design has been reshaped for better airflow management, especially around the knees and chest. And look at that paint, a deep matte black base with fluorescent red accents in the racing replica trim, or a crisp Aprilia silver if you prefer a bit of stealth. The fit and finish are tight. There's nothing plasticky or cheap about this bike. It feels premium, because it is premium. Now let's talk numbers. The 2026 RS 125 is still powered by a Euro 5 Plus compliant 124.2cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder 4-stroke engine. But Aprilia has tuned it even more precisely this year. You're looking at a max output of around 15 horsepower at 10,750 revolutions per minute and 11.2 Newton-meters of torque, peaking at 8,000 revolutions per minute. That keeps it within A1 license limits. But make no mistake, it revs like a banshee and rewards riders who aren't afraid to push to the red line. The engine has received friction reduction upgrades, optimized valve timing, and a revised intake system, making it more responsive at low RPMs and smoother up top. Paired with a close ratio 6-speed gearbox, the shifts are slick and confidence-inspiring. And yes, Aprilia's quick shift system is now available as an optional extra, a segment first. The fueling, thanks to the updated Bosch EQ, is sharp. Throttle inputs translate immediately into forward motion, especially in the mid-range. It's one of those bikes that feels faster than it is, because of how engaging it is to ride. Underneath, the RS 125 retains its signature aluminum perimeter frame, a rare feature in this category. Most competitors stick with steel trellis or tubular frames, but Aprilia insists on lightness and rigidity. That makes the RS incredibly agile in the corners. Whether you're commuting through traffic or carving through a twisty B road, the chassis communicates clearly, almost telepathically. The front suspension is handled by a 40mm USD fork from Marzocchi, while the rear gets a preload adjustable monoshock. No electronic aids here, just well-sorted mechanical damping that encourages you to lean in harder, brake later, and trust the rubber. Speaking of brakes, the RS 125 comes with a 300mm front disc clamped by radial 4-piston caliper, and a 220mm rear disc. They're connected to a dual-channel ABS system, tuned specifically for the suede class. Aprilia also offers the option to disable rear ABS for advanced riders who want more control under braking. Now, for the real star of the show, the electronics suite. This is where Aprilia leaps ahead of most of its rivals. The 2026 RS 125 now features a full-color 5-inch TFT dash, the same unit you'll find on the bigger RS 660. It's crisp, customizable, and pairs seamlessly with your phone using the Aprilia Mia system. Turn-by-turn navigation, call alerts, and ride stats all at your fingertips. There's even a lean angle sensor embedded in the telemetry for those who really want to analyze their track days. You also get multiple ride modes, something unheard of in this segment until now. There's urban for city riding with a softer throttle map and early traction control engagement, and race for a more aggressive delivery and minimal electronic interference. Aprilia's traction control system, while basic compared to the RS V4, does a decent job of intervening without feeling intrusive, especially helpful for new riders in wet conditions. Let's talk ergonomics. The RS 125 looks like a Supersport 8, and yes, the seating position is committed, but it's not punishing. The clip-ons are slightly raised compared to the previous gen, and the tank is narrow enough to allow for an aggressive tuck or a casual ride to college. Seat height is a manageable 820 mm, and the pegs are rear set but not overly high. Taller riders might feel a little cramped on long rides, but around town or on twisty roads, it feels just right. Storage: you're not buying this for practicality, but Aprilia has included a small underseat compartment for documents or a disc lock, and the optional USB-C port is a nice touch for charging your phone on the go. So, how does it ride? In a word, addictively. The RS 125 wants to play. The chassis begs to be lean over, the engine wants to scream to 11,000 revolutions per minute, and the brakes are strong enough to hold you down from top speed, which, by the way, hovers around 120 km per hour or 75 miles per hour, depending on conditions. That might not sound like much, but when you're tucked in, full throttle, chasing apexes, it feels twice as fast. And here's where the RS 125 really wins. It teaches you discipline. Unlike bigger bikes where brute power can mask mistakes, the Aprilia demands precision. You learn to conserve momentum, to carry speed through corners, to shift at the perfect moment, skills that scale beautifully as you move up to bigger machines later. Now let's talk about value. The 2026 Aprilia RS 125 is priced at around £5,499 in the UK, or roughly a negation $6,300 in Europe, and expected to land in India at around a superscript 12.1 lakh ex showroom. That's a premium over some rivals like the Yamaha R15 or KTM RC 125, but what you're paying for is not just a spec sheet. You're paying for a brand with racing heritage, a frame born on the racetrack, and tech that punches far above its weight class. And that brings us to the unique selling points. This isn't just a 125cc bike, this is a full-size motorcycle with 125cc power. It doesn't compromise on looks, hardware, or experience. It's one of the only bikes in its category that feels like a proper mini superbike, not just an entry-level trainer. With real-world hardware like that aluminum frame, optional quickshifter, race-derived aerodynamics, and top-tier electronics, it offers an unmatched blend of form and function. To wrap it up, who is the 2026 Aprilia RS 125 for? If you're a beginner rider looking to start with something that inspires confidence but doesn't look like a toy, this is it. If you're a returning rider who wants something lightweight, stylish, and genuinely fun on back roads, again, this is it. And if you're just someone who appreciates Italian design, tight engineering, and MotoGP vibes without breaking the bank, the RS 125 makes a compelling case. That's our deep dive on the 2026 Aprilia RS 125, a bike that proves you don't need big displacement to have big fun. Let us know in the comments, say would you choose the RS 125 over its Japanese or Austrian rivals? And if you already own one, tell us your experience. Make sure to hit that like button if this review revved your interest, subscribe for more raw, honest, and detailed two-wheeled content. And until next time, ride safe, ride smart, and keep your revs high. This is Wheel Reverend, signing off.